Ladies and gentlemen, there's a point in life where you look in the mirror and wonder, what the hell am I doing with my life? You feel like you're spinning your wheels, grinding day in and day out, but going nowhere. And here's the truth. Most people live like that. Lesson 1, get brutally honest with yourself. Stop sugarcoating the excuses. Stop blaming your past, your parents, your environment, your job, your trauma. It's not about fault. It's about responsibility. The second you take full ownership of where you are, you gain the power to get where you want to go. Until then, you're just a leaf in the wind, hoping the breeze is kind. Second, cut the damn noise. You're lost not because your heart doesn't know what it wants, but because it's being drowned out. Social media, your friends' opinions, your parents' expectations, society's checklist of what success should look like. You need silence. You need stillness. That's where clarity lives, and clarity is the compass to your purpose. The third lesson, get in the habit of doing hard things. Discomfort is the currency of growth. You're not going to stumble onto your purpose sitting on the couch, binge watching Netflix, or waiting for the perfect moment. Purpose is uncovered through motion. Wake up early, train your body, read the book, have the difficult conversation. Discipline isn't punishment, it's permission. Permission to access the life you were meant to live. Lesson 4, stop waiting for motivation. Motivation is a liar. It's a cheap high that vanishes when it's inconvenient. You don't need motivation, you need commitment. When you're committed, you show up whether you feel like it or not. Winners don't operate off feelings, they operate off standards. Raise your standards and you'll raise your life. The fifth lesson is painful but necessary. Get rid of toxic people. Yes, that includes the friend you've known since childhood, the coworker you tolerate, or even family. Anyone who constantly drains your energy, doubts your dreams, or keeps you anchored in your past doesn't deserve front row seats in your life. Your purpose can't grow in a contaminated environment. 6, build a morning routine that primes your mind like a weapon. You need mental armor every single day. Read, journal, move your body, visualize who you're becoming. If the first thing you do every morning is roll over and check your phone, you're programming yourself to react instead of lead. Start your day with intention and you'll start living with purpose. Purpose isn't just about what you get in life. It's about what you give. When you take your pain, your story, your lessons, and use them to help others, you stop feeling lost. You realize the things that broke you were actually building you into someone who could lead others out of the dark. That's purpose. This life isn't a practice run. You don't get to tap out and try again in a few decades. You're in it right now. So stop waiting. Stop drifting. And start creating the life you were always meant to live. You ever wonder why some people with less talent than you, less education, fewer connections, manage to build a life of meaning, impact, and success, while you're stuck in your head trying to figure out what to do next? It's because they moved, they started. They didn't wait to feel ready, they just got to work and figured it out as they went. You don't find your purpose in your comfort zone. You find it at the edge, right? Where fear meets action. That's the battlefield. That's where the fight happens. Not against other people, but against yourself. Your doubt, your laziness, your fear of judgment, your addiction to approval. That internal war is the one that matters. And if you don't face it, it will own you for the rest of your life. Let me tell you something real. Most people you look up to, they didn't have some divine epiphany that told them exactly what their purpose was. They just made a choice. You're not lost because there's something wrong with you. You're lost because you let your mind be colonized by distractions. You wake up and before your feet even hit the ground, you're reacting. Notifications, news, other people's opinions, their drama, their chaos. You've let the external world hijack your internal world. And you wonder why you feel anxious, why you feel disconnected, why you're exhausted. Your soul is suffocating under the weight of a life that's not yours. This stops when you draw the line in the sand and say, from this moment forward, I'm done living passively. You don't need a new job, a new city, or another degree. What you need is resolve. A decision that you're no longer negotiating with your excuses. You decide who you want to become. Every great life starts with that moment of quiet rebellion when you reject mediocrity and claim your right to create something greater. Not because someone told you to, not for likes or followers or applause, but because you know deep down you were born for something more. That voice inside you that whispers, this isn't it. It's not your enemy, it's your guide. Stop muting it. You don't need all the answers, you just need to start asking better questions. Instead of, what's my purpose? Try asking, what am I doing today that brings me alive? What am I willing to suffer for? Whose life can I impact with my story? Those questions unlock more truth than any guru, course, or motivational quote ever will. Let's get practical. Take a look at your environment, your room, your car, your schedule, your circle. Does any of it reflect someone who's serious about living with purpose? If not, change it. Upgrade your space, clean out the clutter, reclaim your time. Surround yourself with people who challenge you, not coddle you. It's not selfish to protect your energy, it's strategic. Your brain is a supercomputer, but it will believe whatever you feed it. If you tell yourself you're lost, unworthy, broken, guess what? You'll find all the evidence you need to stay stuck. But if you start speaking the truth, that you are resourceful, that you are capable, that you are becoming someone powerful, then that becomes your new reality. Speak life into yourself loudly, daily. Do not underestimate the power of small habits. Everybody wants to change their life overnight, burn it all down and rebuild it by Monday. That's not how this works. Your dream life isn't some single breakthrough. It's a series of quiet, disciplined actions that compound over time. 5 minutes of journaling, 10 pages of reading, 30 minutes of walking, a text to someone you love. These aren't small, they're sacred. Stack them. And when it gets hard, and it will get hard, don't run. Don't numb it. Don't distract yourself with food, sex, entertainment, or scrolling. Sit in it. The pain you're feeling is feedback. It's pointing you to something. Most people avoid pain at all costs, and in doing so, they avoid growth. But pain is the price of progress. Learn to face it, lean into it, even welcome it, and you'll become unstoppable. You want purpose? Learn to be useful. Get obsessed with being a person of value. Solve problems. Pick up responsibilities no one else wants. Show up early, stay late, pay attention to what others ignore. Life rewards those who stop asking, what can I get? And start asking, how can I serve? The reason you feel stuck is because you're only thinking about you, your fears, your failures, your needs. Shift the focus outward. Start thinking about how your voice, your gifts, your story can help someone else. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to be real. When you show up with authenticity, people listen. And when you lift others, you rise with them. Your purpose is not a destination. It's not something you'll magically arrive at after reading the right book or hearing the right podcast. It's a direction, a way of moving through the world. Purpose is found in the pursuit, not the arrival. It's how you carry yourself when no one's watching. It's how you speak to yourself when you fail. It's what you do when the world says give up and you choose to go one more round. And yes, you will fail. You will fall on your face. You will make mistakes. That's part of it. But failure doesn't mean you're lost. It means you're in motion. You're trying. And trying is more noble than perfection. You don't grow by getting it all right. You grow by showing up messy, broken, confused, and still refusing to quit. Stop idolizing clarity. Everyone's waiting for lightning to strike, some divine moment where everything makes sense. But clarity is the reward of action, not the requirement. Do the thing, take the leap, make the call, start the project. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be honest. Stop comparing your chapter 2 to someone else's chapter 20. You don't know what they've sacrificed. You don't know the nights they cried, the days they wanted to quit, the inner demons they've battled. You only see the highlight reel. And you're using that to judge your worth. That's a rigged game. The only person you need to compete with is you. Be better than yesterday, and you're winning. Don't let your age, your background, your bank account, or your past mistakes convince you that you miss your shot. There is no expiration date on reinvention. You can start today, right now. Every moment is a new chance to make a new choice. The only question is, will you take it? The world doesn't need more passive consumers. It needs creators, leaders, warriors of purpose, people who are willing to turn their pain into power and use it to serve something bigger than themselves. That's you, if you decide to be. So what are you waiting for? Someone to give you permission? Here it is. You are allowed to dream big. You are allowed to pivot. You are allowed to let go of who you were to make room for who you're becoming. But no one's going to do it for you. You've got to get in the ring and fight for it. You've got to get tired of your own bullshit. You've got to stop letting comfort seduce you. Stop playing small so other people feel comfortable. Stop pretending you're okay with a mediocre life when your soul is screaming for more. That quiet voice inside you, it's not wrong, it's just been ignored for too long. Start feeding it, start moving toward it, start becoming the person you were born to be. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. This is your wake-up call. This is where most people turn back. Right here at the edge of discomfort, right before the breakthrough, when things start to feel real and uncertain and terrifying. They backpedal, they retreat into the safe, the known, the familiar. But let me ask you something. Has the familiar ever made you feel fully alive? Has it ever stretched you into the version of yourself you respect? No one ever found their purpose on accident. It doesn't knock on your door. You have to chase it, fight for it, earn it. You have to become someone worthy of the vision you say you want. Everyone wants a purpose, but they don't want to pay the price of discipline, sacrifice, and solitude. And make no mistake, you will walk alone at times. You will be misunderstood. People will say you've changed, and you will have, because you were supposed to. Is a price of purpose, is letting go of what no longer fits the person you're becoming. That includes identities, old stories, labels that were given to you but don't serve you anymore. Maybe someone told you that you were lazy, unreliable, average. Maybe you even believed them, but who you were is not who you are, and it sure as hell isn't who you're becoming. Rewrite the script. You are the author now. No one is coming to rescue you. No mentor, no partner, no opportunity will come knocking until you start acting like you're worth saving. The most dangerous lie we've been sold is that life will eventually get easier, that clarity will show up, that motivation will appear, that some external savior will pull us out of the hole. But it's a lie. Nothing changes until you do. You want to feel less lost? Stop asking what you want from life and start asking what life wants from you. What does this moment demand of you? Strength, courage, vulnerability, leadership? You already have the answers, but they're buried under years of noise, doubt, and conditioning. Start peeling it back, layer by layer, decision by decision. Now, you don't need a 10-year plan to feel like you're moving forward. You need a direction, a mission, a North Star to aim at. And that might change. You might pivot. You might outgrow goals that once lit your soul on fire. That's not failure, that's evolution. You're not here to stay the same, you're here to grow, stretch, and expand into the person you never thought you could be. Purpose isn't this soft, fluffy thing. It's raw, it's gritty, it's earned in silence, in early mornings, in late nights when no one's watching. It's built in the quiet moments where you want to quit, but you don't. It's when you show up tired, scared, uncertain, and still move forward. That's what builds self-respect. And that respect for yourself becomes the foundation for everything else in your life. You cannot lead others until you learn to lead yourself. So start there, set the standard, keep your word, be the kind of person you would follow. That's purpose in motion. That's alignment. When your thoughts, your actions, your intentions all pull in the same direction, there's power in that. Most people never get there because they're too busy pleasing everyone else. You will have to disappoint people to find your purpose. Let that sink in. You will have to say no. You will have to walk away. You will have to break old patterns, cut off dead weight, and forge new boundaries. That doesn't make you selfish. That makes you serious. Stop living for the approval of people who wouldn't even notice if you failed. This is your one life. There are no do-overs. The clock is ticking, and whether you move or stay stuck, time keeps moving. So use it well, use it with intention. Get clear on what actually matters. What hill are you willing to die on? What work would you do for free if no one ever clapped? What makes you feel alive even when it scares you? That's the direction. Follow it. You don't need to be the loudest. You don't need a platform. You don't need 1 million followers. You just need to be authentic. People are starving for truth, for vulnerability, for someone to say, I've been where you are and I'm still standing. Your story, your scars, your honesty, they are medicine for someone else, but only if you have the courage to share them. You've got to stop pretending you have time. The worst regret is not failure. It's knowing you never gave yourself a real shot, that you played it safe, that you shrunk to fit in, that you ignored the voice inside you because fear felt easier than growth. Don't die with your greatness still inside you. Don't let comfort bury your calling. You are stronger than you think. You are more capable than you've been led to believe. And you already have everything you need to take the next step. Not all the steps, just the next one. You don't need more time, you need more courage. You don't need more information, you need more action. If you've ever felt like you were meant for something more, it's because you are. But no one is going to hand it to you. You got to build it. You got to bleed for it. You got to earn the right to stand in it. There is no hack, there is no shortcut. Only the grind, only the inner work, only the hours no one sees. You want to break through? Then break. Break the lies, break the habits. Break the identity you built to survive but now hold you back. Let go, let it hurt, let it all fall apart so something real can be rebuilt in its place. You are not here to impress people, you are here to impact them. But that starts with you doing the deep, uncomfortable, unglamorous work of becoming. You're not broken, you're becoming. And becoming takes time. Becoming takes repetition. Becoming takes burning away everything that is not you so that what remains is pure and true and unshakable. That's purpose. That's power. And that's what you're capable of if you stop running from yourself. You are not lost. You are being refined, like iron through fire, like a seed breaking open in the dark. Growth doesn't feel like growth when you're in it. It feels like chaos, confusion, isolation. But stay in it. Trust the process. There's something sacred happening in the dark. You are becoming someone you've never been, and the world needs that person. The world needs you. So don't you dare give up. Don't you dare settle. Don't you dare silence your own voice for the comfort of fitting in. This is your time. This is your fight. This is your moment to rise. Rise. And if you're still breathing, it means your purpose still has work to do through you. So get up, move forward, and build the life that only you can build. You're still here. That means there's something inside you that's still alive. Something that refuses to die, even after all the hits, the losses, the years of confusion, and feeling like maybe you missed your chance. That fire you feel, no matter how small it might seem, is real. It's the evidence that you're not done. That there's a version of you waiting, not out there, but inside, buried beneath layers of doubt and fear and the lies you've accepted as truth. And the only way to bring that version of you to life is to stop living like your best days are behind you. Stop repeating the story that says, this is just how I am, or it's too late for me. That's not a story. That's a cage. And you built it, which means you can tear it down. But that requires truth. Brutal truth, not the Instagram version, not the watered down affirmations. I mean raw, unfiltered honesty. You've got to face the fact that most of your suffering doesn't come from your circumstances. It comes from the way you think about them. It's the narrative you've constructed around your pain that's keeping you stuck. The good news, you can rewrite it. Start asking different questions. Not why is this happening to me, but what is this teaching me? Not when will things change, but who do I need to become to change things? Purpose doesn't show up when life is perfect. It shows up when you rise in spite of imperfection, when you decide that enough is enough, and you're no longer available for a life that doesn't light you up. The truth is, your purpose isn't hiding from you, you're hiding from it. It's been trying to get your attention for years, but you've been too distracted, chasing validation, numbing your discomfort, waiting for permission. It's time to stop running, to sit still long enough to actually hear what your soul is saying. And it's not going to scream, it whispers. So you better get quiet. Get real about your values. What do you stand for? What pisses you off? What brings tears to your eyes? What would you be willing to sacrifice for, to build, to protect? If you don't know what you believe in, you'll fall for anything. You'll drift. And drifting feels like being lost. But when you start living by your values, even if it's hard, even if it costs you relationships, comfort, or familiarity, you will feel anchored. You will feel free. Start creating, even if you're not ready. Write the post. Start the podcast. Build the business. Have the conversation. You don't need permission. You don't need 100 likes. You need courage. You need the audacity to believe that your voice matters, that your perspective has value, and that your scars aren't a disqualification. They're your credibility. That pain you've been carrying, it's sacred. It's part of your story, but it's not the end of your story. The mistake most people make is building an identity around their wounds. They stay stuck in their trauma like it's their home. It's not. It's the place you pass through, not the place you stay. Purpose is found when you turn your pain into service, when you say, this thing almost broke me, but now I'm going to use it to help others heal. That's leadership. That's purpose in motion, not perfection, not ego, just a willingness to show up fully human and keep showing up even when you don't feel ready, especially when you don't feel ready. Because those moments when your voice shakes, when your knees tremble, when your doubt screams the loudest, that's where transformation happens. That's where the next level is forged. And here's what they don't tell you. Purpose doesn't always feel good. Sometimes it's isolating. Sometimes it's thankless. Sometimes it's heavy, but it's never empty. And that's the difference. There's a weight to living a purposeful life, but there's also a peace, a depth, a sense of alignment that nothing else can match. That's why we pursue it, not for applause, but for peace. You've got to be willing to build it when no one is watching, to put in the reps, to be misunderstood, to be laughed at, to be doubted. People won't get it because they haven't heard the voice you've heard. They haven't seen the vision you've seen, and they're not supposed to. That vision was given to you. It's your job to protect it, to feed it, to bring it to life, no matter who believes in it. The most dangerous thing you can do is wait for people to validate what you already know, that you were made for more, that you have something to say, that you're here for a reason. If they don't see it yet, that's okay. Vision is lonely at first. It takes faith. It takes work. But eventually, if you stay consistent, if you stay committed, the results will speak louder than any explanation ever could. Build your life like someone is counting on you, because they are. There is someone out there right now who is going to need the strength you're building today. They haven't met you yet. They don't know your name, but they are waiting for you to step into who you really are. That's not hype. That's truth. We're all connected, and your healing, your growth, your courage, it becomes someone else's permission. So no, you're not just doing it for you. You're doing it for the people who will never get the chance to hear this message unless you bring it. For the ones who feel hopeless, just like you once did. For the ones who are waiting for a sign, and you are that sign. You're their wake-up call. Their reminder that it's not over, that something better is possible, but that means you have to live it first. And yes, it's going to be hard. You'll want to quit. You'll want to go back to the safe version of you, the one who didn't take risks, who didn't speak up, who didn't dream too loud. But you've already tasted what it feels like to ignore your calling, that quiet desperation, that hollow ache, that something's missing. So the hard road isn't worse. It's the only road that leads to freedom. So keep moving, even when it's slow, even when you're unsure, even when it feels like nothing's working. Momentum compounds, breakthroughs build. And one day you'll look back and realize that all those tiny, imperfect steps were shaping you into someone unrecognizable, someone powerful, someone focused, someone free. You'll look in the mirror and recognize yourself for the first time. Not the version the world trained you to be, but the one you chose to become. And that moment, that's what we're chasing. Not fame, not fortune, not even success, but alignment. That feeling of knowing you're exactly where you're supposed to be, doing exactly what you're meant to do. It's not out of reach. It's not for someone more special, more lucky, more connected. It's for you, if you want it bad enough. If you're willing to get uncomfortable long enough. If you can endure the silence long enough to hear your own truth. So take a deep breath, stand up a little straighter, lock eyes with your reflection, and decide right now that you're done playing small, that you're done waiting, that you're done being lost. Because the truth is, you were never really lost. You were just waiting to remember who you were always meant to be. And so here you are faced with a choice. You can keep drifting, keep waiting, keep telling yourself that one day you'll figure it out, or you can decide right now that your life is worth more than that your purpose isn't some distant dream, but something you create brick by brick, decision by decision, day by day. You don't need all the answers. You just need the courage to take the next step. Trust that clarity comes from action. Trust that purpose is forged in motion. You are not lost, you are becoming. So rise, move forward, and never forget. The world doesn't need a perfect version of you. It needs a real one. Go be that.